Okay, welcome back to another episode of Cooking with Mr. Dan. Today we're going to be making a nice, tasty dish. It's an old recipe. It comes from Ohio, circa 1910, 1920, somewhere in there. We're going to be making a Johnny Marzetti noodle casserole kind of deal. It was invented way back when, like I said, by Teresa Marzetti. She created this dish to win, lose, or draw for the restaurant. It turned out to be good. They served it to the college campus around there. I think that was Ohio State. They sold it for 45 cents a plate. I think I did something the other day. I was, doing a little number thing. I think it comes out to about $12 in today's money. Do I think it's worth that much? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But anyway, let's get to it. It's pretty easy and it's tasty. And you people from Ohio should love this dish. That comes from your town, your neck of the woods. Okay, so I got my skillet heating up here. Here I've got 2 pounds of ground meat. Got some sausage here and ground beef under here. I just ground this up about a half hour ago. So you can see that. That one I had in the freezer. I didn't have enough to make 2 pounds of ground hamburger, so I'm mixing half and half. That's about as close as I can get. It should be 2 pounds of ground beef though. Here I've cooked my pasta. That should be elbows. Believe it or not, people, we cannot get elbows in this part of town to save our life. So we're using some penne pasta, the small stuff. It's going to be good enough, but it should be elbow pasta. Then I got a whole onion diced up here. I part cooked my mushrooms just to save a little time. And here we got some cheddar cheese we're going to mix in there, and I got some spaghetti sauce, tomato sauce there. We're going to use about 2/3 of that jar. So let's get to it. Okay, so to our hot pan we're going to add about 2 to 3 tablespoons of olive oil. Extra virgin, you want to use some good stuff here. Going to slosh that around a little bit. Then we're going to saute the onions. Like I said, this dish comes together pretty quick. It's going to spend some time in the oven though, but outside of that, the rest of it's actually pretty quick. I made it even quicker by, sauteing some of the mushrooms. I did the spaghetti. What I did with the spaghetti, it's supposed to cook 8 to 10 minutes. I cooked it around 9 because I know it's going to cook a little bit in the oven. So let me get a spatula here. And you're going to need a 9 by 13 baking dish. And you're going to spray that with some cooking spray, or you can slather some butter in there, get it all greased up. I'm going to put some slip and slide juice in there myself. Now to the onions, you don't want to get them overly done. You want to get them till they're just about soft. And then I'm going to dump in the meat, brown the meat up, put some of the mushrooms in there, add the tomato sauce, and we're off to the races. Alrighty, once your onions are kind of softened up a bit, we're going to add in the meat. Now this is lean meat. I know it is because I ground it up, but it called for lean meat. So it is what it is. And we're going to brown this up. And I think I'm going to like this combination because this is, from what I can tell, this is the original recipe. There was an article, I think, in the Ohio Sentinel or some kind of newspaper from back then. It gave a complete article on her, how she named the dish. I didn't tell you, but she named it after her brother-in-law, Johnny Marzetti. Why she didn't name it after her husband, I don't know. But she named it after her brother-in-law. And it was a very popular dish. They served a ton of it. The kids from the college, they came for lunch, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, this was a mainstay of their restaurant, diner, whatever you call it, back then. And I believe she died in 1970 something. But anyway, I've never seen it, but they say there's Marzetti spaghetti, salad dressings. You'll see that even to today. There's a bunch of different dressings that they make. with the Marzetti logo on it. So anyway, let me brown this up and we'll be right back. Okay, so we can see that we got this done. So we're going to put some mushrooms in there. I'm probably going to, it doesn't say, it said 3/4 of a pound. So I'm going to take about half of what I got here, because this was a pound when I cooked it. So I'm just going to take that, because you know they shrink up, and I only part cooked this. I didn't cook it all the way, you know, like I normally would, because I wanted to see what we had. See? Okay. Next, we're going to get our sauce. 3½ cups of tomato sauce. Now, they don't call for no seasoning, believe it or not. So the only thing I did when I did the onions, I put a little salt and pepper in there because I wasn't really thinking. Because I'm trying to stick to this as best I can with the original recipe. Now, I don't know if you guys seen this, but I saved a little of my pasta water, and that was just to rinse out my spaghetti sauce jar, my tomato sauce jar here, to get all the little num-nums out of here. Just a little more flavor. There are so many variations to this dish. I was lucky I found the original recipe. And so anyhow, that's about 3½ cups now, because I added that pasta water in here. So I'm gonna just heat this up a little bit, mix it, make sure it's mixed good. Don't take it off the heat. We'll mix in the cheese. I'm gonna turn my oven on. Get my cooking pan over here, my oven safe pan. I'll tell you, it smells dang good, but I normally would put maybe some garlic in it, oregano. It doesn't call for none of that. So I'm just trying to leave it just as is, because I do have a little bit of spice in my Italian sausage that I put in here that I made myself. So, and I feel bad that I didn't have the another pound of ground beef, but I figured, why should I buy it if I already got meat here? I ground up 1 pound, and then I took another pound of meat, and I say, oh, that's a bit excessive, I think, but that's what the recipe calls for. So, and this dish been around forever and a day, and it's still popular from what I understand throughout Ohio and Pennsylvania. So, okay, so let me turn off the heat. You know, they're saying not to do it, take it off the heat when you put your cheese in. So I'm going to put my cheese in first. Put some cheddar cheese in here. This is actually a cheddar mix again. Basically using what I had, but it's supposed to be all cheddar. I think it will come out good no matter what, because cheese is cheese, you know what I'm saying? Cheese, please. Penny loves cheese. We try to get that low fat all the time. Anyway, we're going to mix this up, and then the other ½ cup that's left over of the cheese we'll be sprinkling on the top of our casserole dish. Now, I've seen one recipe where somebody made this and they didn't put it in the oven. They just cooked it like this right on top of the stove in a big pot and ate it just like that. Somebody else used tomato soup instead of tomato sauce. I don't know. There's a lot of different variations out there. Peppers, I would have loved to put peppers in here, but I was trying to stick to the original recipe. All right, let me get my cooking pan over here. Okay, so as you can see, I sprayed my Corningware dish here with some Pam butter spray, cooking spray, whatever it is. And I'm just now going to dump a little of this in here. Whoop, not all of it. And then we're going to put some of our noodles in here so we don't make a big mess in any one direction. No, we don't want all of them. Come back here. I don't want to make a mess. Look at that. Whenever you try to do something nice. Okay, that's good. Okay, so what we're going to do here is mixing this so it gets thoroughly coated, and we're going to put some more in this way. Like I said, you know, I don't know if this pan is going to be big enough. It should be, but that's a lot of stuff there, so. Uh-oh, get back in there. I'll dump a little more here. All right. I might have to get a bigger pan. I think I'm gonna, because this one's not gonna be big enough. I'll be right back. Okay, this is I think it's 11 by 13. Like I said, the recipe called for a 9 by 13, and I didn't have it, so I figured the 10 by 10 would be big enough. And as you guys saw, I was overshooting the runway there a bit. So, next best thing is the 11 by 13. I think this will work nice. I only got a little bit of noodles left, so a little bit of sauce, so I think this is going to be perfect, huh? The reason I mixed it up like this, I was going to mix it in the pot, but there's no way in heck that thing would have fit in there. Should have used the bigger pot, huh? All right, now let's put the rest of this in here. Oop. We get that one last little noodle out of there. I got my oven preheating to 350, so I'm probably going to let that run 35, 40 minutes, maybe. I don't know. It's supposed to be running that till the cheese is all nice and bubbly and golden brown. So we're going to see how this works out. This smells, I mean, the aroma coming out of here, considering there's nothing, no spices in here that I put. I didn't put no additional anything. I followed just what the recipe called for as far as that. Yep. But this is the Johnny Marzetti getting away from me. See, that piece is jumping out of the pan. I can't, yeah, like I said, we've been trying to get elbow macaroni now for I don't know how long. The stores, like, you go in there and the shelves are like barren. I mean, there's nothing there. And, you know, I do online or whatever at Walmart, so I ain't got to go in the store with all them germs floating around. So people coughing on you, sneezing, you know, because they don't want to wear the mask. Okay, so we got cheese mixed in there. Oven's on. Let me wash my hands. Okay, now we're going to take the rest of our cheese and we're going to put it right over the top here. And this is your Johnny Marzetti getting ready to go in the oven. Are you ready, Marzetti? They say the college kids really liked this dish back then. I don't know. But for 45 cents, I would think even back in that day, that seems a bit expensive. But, you know, those are college kids, and maybe their daddy and mommy had money. I don't know. But what it said, I was reading up on some of the cost values and comparisons from years ago to present day. I couldn't believe it. I said $12. That's kind of steep. But, you know, you get what you pay for. That's what I always say, and it's a lot different from today than it was back then. All right, so there we have it. Just waiting for the oven to beep, and we will be back. Okay, my oven has beeped. Let me open the door. Open sesame. I've got this like on the middle rack. I don't know which rack to put it on, but this is where it's going. What is this, a heavy pot? All right, we're going to set the timer here for 30 minutes right quick. And we'll check it then, and we'll get back to you, let you know what it looks like. Okay, guys, there you have it. I just took it out of the oven. You can see it's bubbly, nice and melted cheese. It's a little crispy around the edges. I think it's perfect. So, I'm going to sit and cool for a bit, and I'll be right back. Okay, Johnny Marzetti fans, here you go. It's still hot. This camera girl gave it a thumbs up. She dabbled in the plate already. Okay. Well, my first bite, good. I like the mushrooms. I should have seasoned it myself. For my taste, I didn't season. I did just what the recipe called for, which is no seasoning, but anyway, it does taste very good. The outside edges got really crunchy. All right. Well, nice cheesy flavor, nice sauce. Got a little meat with each bite. And I especially like the mushrooms. So I can see why the college kids would like this for lunch or whatever, because it's really pretty good. And I imagine it'd be filling to last all day in school. So there you have it. Johnny Marzetti, an Ohio dish for all you Ohio people. So if you liked the video, give us a thumbs up. Share with your friends. Subscribe if you haven't yet. When you do, notification bell will pop up. You hit that. That'll notify you each time we come up with another video. There's an arrow down button below the video that you just watched, and then you hit that. Drop down box will come down. That'll give you a link to Cooking with Mrs. Dan Facebook page, a link to my daughter's artwork site page, and also a complete list of the ingredients that we use for this dish, so you can make your own. And the recipe that's down below is the exact recipe that I got from that newspaper article. It supposedly is the original Johnny Marzetti. So, and that's I try to stick as close as possible. But like I said, we couldn't get elbow macaroni nowhere. At any rate, stay here, my friends, and when you are, come back. We'll give you another delicious dish just like this. This is Mr. Dan saying stay healthy, stay away from COVID, and we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.